feel it here so strongly in this group of Hub with that inspirational love that's flowing through everybody, that this is a perfect place for me to offer something that I've been working on privately. And I want to share it in Hub and see if it is a power that can continue to empower us through the crisis to the next stage of our evolution. I want to start out with the idea that I believe all the work that all of us are doing, whether it be in Liberia or San Francisco or Boise, Idaho, where I was last week, or anywhere in the world, that there is a tendency in nature to create ever more complex systems, from molecules to cells to animals to humans to ecologies to worlds, and we are literally one fraction of a second from the non-linear connection of that which is creative, loving, and innovative, and we're going to experience in our lifetime what I call a planetary awakening or planetary birth experience. There is no way fast enough to get through the set of global emergencies unless nature has a pattern toward higher order, higher complexity, higher consciousness, higher freedom, or we would never have gotten here from subatomic particles.
Thank you.
Anytime I lose courage, I think, well, how did we get here? From subatomic particles to us sitting precisely now in this room. So when, as I began to do the research, what is the meaning of our power? Where are we going that is good? What could we possibly see? I finally realized from many different quadrants, from many different religions, from philosophers, that actually what's happening is planet Earth is connecting. The thinking layer of Earth is about to get its collective eyes. It's huge. And within the thinking layer of Earth are all the intelligence, the cultures, the sophistication, the technologies of humanity, which if it goes wrong can destroy everything. But if it goes towards the benign, towards the glory, towards the beauty, small islands of coherence can turn that entire noosphere on to global intelligence.
Yes, bring it on.
And it has to be quick. And therefore the metaphor that it is a planetary birth of a planetary organism just beginning to take our first coordinated breath, just noticing that none of our institutions on this earth are capable of connecting a planet to cooperate and co-create in our full potential.
Except Hub.
I don't know anybody, actually. All right now, head of a nation state, head of an organized religion. Those folks are holding the fort for this to show up. And because they can't do it, they're structured into separation and competition. They're holding it because you don't want the complete infrastructure to collapse. They're holding it while this networking speeds up. And what I want to say today is I think there's a shared goal that everything and everyone working in any way towards sustainability, compassion, love, creativity, innovation in the future. And the goal, as I phrase it, is a planetary birth experience in our lifetime. When there is a sufficient connectivity of that which is creative, so that that global mind, global intelligence, and global heart emerges with our first planetary smile. And we open our collective eyes, heart, and intelligence, and we find that we're in a universe filled with life, filled with intelligence, filled with resources. and that a combination of cultivating and sustaining and creating life on this earth and opening ourselves up towards our destiny in a universe of trillions and trillions of planetary systems
Yes.
is exactly the moment we've been born into. There's enough of us here, there's everything we need, and we are one fraction of a second from
Yes.
that nonlinear connectivity, and the system jumps to the next order. That core of the spiral is the universal designing intelligence of the evolutionary God, of the evolutionary divine, of the implicate order. You can use religious language, scientific language, evolutionary language, intuitive language, but the ultimate reality of that core of the spiral, it's divinely intelligent. It has gone through the formation of every turn on that spiral, and do you know where it resides right now? In you and me. The motivation, the passion to connect, to create that is in this room is that core of the spiral localized in every one of us. I believe with all the teachings, all Michael Beckwith and Jack Canfield and on and on and on, what they're really telling us is that the core of the spiral is your passion to create.
Yes.
And that force in you is indomitable. And it is most especially strengthened when you're in communion with that core, with your essence, with your passion to create, with 2 or more or 50 or 100 or 6 billion. Right around the core, there is a kind of radiance that you feel when pioneering souls are gathered here. Do you feel it?
Yes.
It's really palpable. And I actually think that Hubbard cultivates the core of the spiral. As you can see this little sweet diagram, it's pulsating. And so the pulse gets amplified when the circle of pioneering souls collects around it in resonance, love, and attunement with that in ourselves that's moving us forward. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no particular church that does this. Therefore, it's just the 2 or more, but I want to do it here with you. I actually want to do it for the first time to experience within Hub, which is the hub of this wheel, the evolutionary communion. Take a moment to think what's in this room. Feel it. Every single one of us, the trillions of cells with the memory of the entire story of creation encoded in our atoms, molecules, organs, cells. And think of the God force alive. And think of your own desire to create as taking a ride on that core of the spiral. Toward a planetary birth experience in our lifetime that will be the next stage of our evolution.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.